Hello, fellow human. Sam here, Giant Zit here, you're here, and so is my TBR. So we're going to jump into my TBR for the month of February and March. I'm combining my February and March TBRs because you'll understand in a minute. I'm going under the assumption that I'm probably reading for the BookTube Prize. Highly likely because I signed up for any of the three possible categories. So in the month of January, I was going to finish House of Leaves. It didn't happen, and it's not happening this month or next month. I'm putting this off to fall. Sorry. I just can't do it. It was holding me up on picking up books that I really wanted to read because it's a task and a half. I'm gonna have to start all over when I pick it up again, but I am planning on reading it this fall. So if anybody's interested, then yeah, we'll reconvene at that point. Instead of that, this book is so heavy. I'm reading Red Comet. This is the book that I've chosen to read for the March of the Mammoths, which is why I'm showing you this now, because I'm starting it now. I've already started it, as you can see. I mean, I've barely started it. I've read the prologue, which doesn't even count towards the page count in this book. It may not be finished by the end of March because, I mean, as you can see, I'm already enjoying it, but we're going to make an effort. It's heavy. Next up, what am I reading? Okay, I've got two books. I can't remember the title of this book, but I'll be reading the next couple of books for the Sookie Stackhouse. I'm going to post the covers here. I'm actually not going to pick these up until the end of February, and then I'll immediately pick up the one for March because these books are so consumable. They're just, you just fly right through them. They're delicious and yum yum and whatever. They're just fun. And I've also got my this is my February pick for Vonnegut, and this is also, we get to meet Kilgore Trout for the first time. And then in March, I have everyone's favorite Vonnegut book, Slaughterhouse-Five. I am planning on reading the graphic novel. I have read Slaughterhouse-Five, but I'm planning on reading the graphic novel version because I have not read that yet. My friend Amber just finished reading it and she absolutely loved it. And she gave it 5 stars. I think she said she didn't know how she felt about Slaughterhouse before. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If anybody wants to read it along with me, let me know in the comments down below. I do have that Discord page, so we can chat about it there, or we can gravitate to Vox or whatever. But I know a lot of people are interested in reading it, but we're reading it in March. And next up, let's see, what else have I got? So last month I read The Gurkha and Lord of Tuesday by Zaid Z. Hossein. I read this in preparation for Kundo Wakes Up because this book was sent to me by Tor.com unsolicited, but when I was reading it, I thought, I think I'm gonna love this. I loved this. This was hilarious. It's kooky, but not over. It's more like futuristic sci-fi-ish, but it's got a not a self-aware AI, but it does have an AI system that's running the city, and basically everything runs on karma points. Karma runs the city, but karma is literally an AI. It's not karma, but it's also karma. So anyway, this, the follow-up book, I think technically one could read this and not have read this, or not need to read this, but I didn't want to risk that. I'm really glad that I read this because this was hilarious. It was a one-day read, and this is coming out in March. It just says March 2022, but if I have the date, then I'll post that here. There's a couple read-alongs going on that I want to participate in. Jen the Librarian has one and this is running for February and March. She's got it's LGBTQ books that are in translation, and this month the choice was the Membranes, and I have this available to me via ebook on Hoopla, I believe. So I'm going to be picking that. I actually already downloaded it and I'm going to start reading that ASAP. And then if I can get the physical copy of this book, Iris Murdoch, I believe it's Sandy Reads a Lot is running, she's got a 1001 Books Club group going, and it's her mission to read off of the 1001 book. So she's got a great list lined up for the year, and if you want to join, I'll leave a link to her announcement video down below. The month of I won't be participating for March, but in April, whatever month this is, February, I'm going to be reading along The Sea by Iris Murdoch, because it is on my it's not on my current TBR for the Booker shortlist, but it'll come up eventually. So I mean, I may as well read it now. And I'm dying to read it. I'm too many good things about it. So yes. Other books. I've got the 2 books that were chosen for me from the BookTube spin. I am also planning to read At Night All Blood is Black by David Diop, and I think that's it. That is not it. If future me wants to chime in now, I probably have a bunch of books that I need to consume by the end of March for the BookTube Prize. I had to put on my jacket. It's really cold. I am judging nonfiction group E, and these are the books that I'm reading. What's nice about nonfiction is that basically you get the context of the book from the title, generally. Except for this one, A Ghost in the Throat. And I've started this one. I've been audiobooking it, and then I ended up picking it up because it's got some poetry embedded in it. It's incredibly Irish, and I have a hard time with any of the names. So I'm really glad that I have this on audio. I wrote down the author's name phonetically because I'm like, I don't think I'm saying it right. Dorian Nigrifa, I think is how it's said. There she is. Anyway, this is about the author's pursuit. And she's translating some poems by this woman. She is obsessed with a poem that she keeps recalling, and she's gone through a very traumatic, it's moving. It's a very moving event. We'll just say it. We'll classify it that way. But anyway, I can't give you any thoughts on this because I have to keep a neutral face, but unfortunately this book doesn't really give you much context from the title. This is the only one, I promise. Next. I can't read that. The Doctor's Blackwell. How 2 pioneering sisters brought medicine to women and women to medicine. So that seems self-explanatory. We've got The Code Breaker, Jennifer Doudna, Gene Editing, and The Future of the Human Race. I think she won a Nobel Prize in her work in genetics. I may be wrong. And then we've got, Facing the Mountain, a true story of Japanese American heroes in World War II. I'm really into the war stuff right now, so neutral face. And then I have The Sinner and the Saint, Dostoevsky, and the Gentleman Murderer, whom inspired the masterpiece. And I think that the masterpiece in this case is Crime and Punishment, and also Beloved Beasts, and this has to do with animals that are going extinct. I'll post the picture here. I don't have my Kindle well, not my Kindle, my tablet here with all my love notes on it. But anyway, this is my top priority, not for the month of February. I'm going to be splitting this between February and March, but I hope to get through at least half of these books this month, and then we will, everything else I'll be fitting in between. So I think that's everything that I'm planning to read. Not quite. I'm sure that I'll be picking up a couple other books because I have my little short list book, my not so short list book thing, project thingy going on. So I'll probably pick up a couple more books from that, and we'll see how things go. So wish me luck for February, March, and away we go.